an elderly couple deposited $5 million in cash at the bank. But the next day, the money was gone. The teller who handled the deposit immediately checked the bank records. She discovered the money had been withdrawn the night before, but the bank card had been with the old man the entire time. To get to the bottom of this, the bank manager pulled up the ATM surveillance footage. They found that the person who withdrew the money was the very same bank teller who had processed their deposit the day before. Everyone was stunned. The elderly couple could barely contain their grief and rage. This money was their daughter's surgery fund, scraped together by selling their house and land. Now the surgery was delayed and their daughter had tragically passed away. To avenge their daughter, the old man immediately grabbed a knife and stabbed it into the girl's stomach. The girl collapsed and died, but the truth wasn't what it seemed. When the girl woke up again, she was shocked to discover she had been reborn back to yesterday, though she didn't know why she had appeared in the surveillance footage in her previous life. The urgent thing now was to find whoever had framed her. Just then, the same elderly couple came to the bank to make their deposit. Just like in her previous life, the scheming colleague who always looked down on people had no intention of serving them. Instead, she handed the couple off to the girl to handle. To uncover the truth, the girl had no choice but to take on this transaction. But when the scheming colleague heard they wanted to deposit $5 million in cash, she immediately came over. Remembering how in her past life, after she was framed, the scheming colleague and her boyfriend were the first to point fingers at her, the girl couldn't help but become suspicious of her. To ensure the fewest people knew about this couple's information, the girl brought them to the VIP room and found her most trusted colleague to serve as a witness. After everything was processed, she reminded the elderly couple to keep their bank card safe. But even so, she still felt uneasy. For safety's sake, she needed to create an alibi, so she deliberately fell down the stairs. When her colleague helped her up, she happened to see the scheming colleague suddenly request time off to leave, just like in her past life. She wanted to follow and investigate, but her injured foot prevented her from moving. Just then, her boyfriend called, just like in her past life. Usually her boyfriend didn't really care about her whereabouts, but today he specifically asked if she was at the bank. This made her even more certain that her boyfriend and the scheming colleague were definitely up to something. They seemed to be confirming her location. To carry out their plan, to break this deadly trap, she immediately had her colleague take her to the hospital, and begged her colleague to stay with her in the hospital room. With her colleague as a witness and the hospital surveillance as proof of her alibi, she wouldn't be wrongly accused like in her past life. She swore to expose whoever had framed her. The next day at dawn, the girl was anxious to return to the bank to check the situation. Her colleague told her to rest more because her foot injury hadn't healed, but after her repeated requests, her colleague finally agreed. Back at the bank, she kept wondering, besides the scheming colleague, who else could be the culprit? Looking at her surrounding colleagues, none of them seemed likely, but she couldn't rule out anyone. Around 3 p.m., everything seemed to happen just like in her past life. The couple came running back frantically saying their money was